Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 2,500 point battle that I had with my Lizardmen, led by Mazdamundi, versus my brother's Tomb Kings. This first picture here is just showing our generals facing off. He has his Tomb King, and mine, I just started, like this guy here, I just started putting together Zleg, his ancient Stegodon, just over the last week, and I'd only just started painting him this day. Writing him today is going to be basically the Croak model, but I still have to scratch build Mazdamundi myself. But this is going to be his first try, and we'll see how he does. So the mission we got was Mountain Pass. So we're going on the short board edges, and looking at the terrain here, most of it didn't matter. That was a mysterious woods there in the center. The thing at the top was that altar at the skulls, the thing where you can go and on a 2+, you get a stat better by D3, and a 1 you just die. And that little thing at the bottom there, the Night Goblin hut, that actually is a thing that gives anybody within 6 inches frenzy. So those are only things that are going to come into play the entire game. Looking at my side from top to bottom, I have a big horde of Saurus warriors, and in there I have a Scarvet with the sword that gives +2 attacks, and he has the enchanted shield. I have a Salamander, I have a bunch of skirmishing skinks, then I have some Spear Saurus, Mazdamundi, and a regular Stegodon, a Razodon, and then some cold ones in front of a bunch of skinks with 3 Croxagore. And then on his side from top to bottom, now he's going to have a couple of stand-ins. He's fairly new at this army, and he really wanted to give them a try, but didn't have all the models, so we filled some things in. So those 2 units that vanguarded up because they're fast cav is his 2 units of chariots. Then he has a bone giant at the top there, a big unit of the skeletons, and in there he has a priest and his Tomb King. He has 20 archers with the Hierophant in there, 20 more archers with a priest. In front of them is 3 Ushapti, and at the bottom is, I think, 8 of his heavy cav, and those 2 orc-type weapons at the back. Those are going to be his catapults, and at the very back of the board I have my Chameleon Skinks. Now, looking into this game, one of the things I'm really worried about is I know Tomb Kings have a lot of magic. They have a ton of incantations that get past the regular magic system. Plus, he also gave his Tomb King the Wizard's Hat, which gives him, his random lore was death, and he got 2 spells from there. So really, he's almost having a double magic phase, so he's going to have tons of magic, but at the same time, I know that a lot of his units have got weaker in 8th, so anyway, my plan here is just to engage and crush him at the top there, and at the bottom, be a little bit more hesitant, and then just smash in whenever I think it's safe. Here's just a better picture showing his main line, and yes, there's some Bretonnian archers filling in for his archers. And then here's another look at my line. And one thing, sorry, I forgot to mention, is if you see those 2 little plastic snakes that's behind my Razodon and my regular skinks, those are the markers for his Tomb Scorpions to come in. So those guys will be making trouble for me later. Alright, so Lizardmen win first turn. I pass Stupidity, move up. Like I said, I'm being a little bit cautious here at the bottom, so I'm still waiting for him to commit. Did a few shots at him, like with my skinks and things. Didn't get a single 6. So even with all those shots from the chameleons coming in the back, didn't get a single thing done. And then the magic phase, I only had 3 dice to work with. Tried blasting him with the Ruination of Cities, and he just scrolled it. So really didn't get anything done in my turn. His turn was a little bit more eventful. His chariots charged my guys in the woods. Nothing crashed. He wiped me out. When he kept on running, nothing crashed again. So he just kind of destroyed me for no losses. His shooting, his catapult, 1 exploded, but the top one hit my big horde, made them panic, ran over the Salamander. The Salamander panicked, so that wasn't any good. Shooting from archers, killed 1 Spear Source, and killed the Razodon. And right now I have the handlers there. It wasn't until later that we realized that the handlers die as well, so they'll be disappearing soon enough. Alright, Lizardman turn 2. My Cav failed the charge against his Cav, but both my Stegodons slam into his Ushapti, wiped them out with impact hits alone, and then the regular Stegodon went far enough to hit into the archers. Meanwhile, the stuff at the top rallied, and my magic phase again was a bust. I got that throne of vines or whatever on Mazdamundi because he took the Lore of Life, but otherwise I just failed to cast my raising spell, so nothing really got done. Okay, Tomb King's turn 2. One thing I forgot to say is my Chameleon Skinks charged his other what do you call it, his catapult and destroyed it in combat. But now this is where I really saw his magic taking effect. His top chariots turned around, magically charged into them, and then reformed after they were wiped out. At the top, both of his scorpions showed up, and the top one charged my salamander, but we both whiff our attacks, and then I pass my break test. He moves over his bone giant, magically charges into the flank of my spears. They're steadfast because I had more ranks, and so I held and then turned around to face him. He did a bunch of magical stuff to get his big unit of skeletons into the flank of Mazdamundi. He even did the death spell that was like Mind War, doing 1 wound to him. But then in combat, he forgot that I could just challenge, and so in this turn, I just smashed the champion, and then I was stubborn, of course, and so he couldn't break me. So he felt kind of cheated that he got this big unit to my flank and nothing happened of it, but that's just the way it was. And then he flanked my other Stegodon with his cav, but you know, they killed a few skinks, but otherwise I just killed a bunch of the cav, and yeah, that's it. Lizardman turn 3, I charge his cav with my cav. The entire unit's wiped out except for the priest. My salamander gets killed. I reform around with the unit, and before that my Scarvet is making a run just to see what type of boost he can get. In the magic phase, I gave my spears +4 toughness, and so with that they easily beat the bone giant and then turned around there. And then my skinks are just reforming to make sure they don't get dual charged by the scorpion and his chariots. And in the combat, Mazdamundi is now fighting the prince, and he's done a couple of wounds to my Stegodon, so I'm a little bit worried there that if he kills him, but I'm still holding out for now. Tomb King's turn 3, his scorpion moves out of the way, chariots move over to counter my one guy, his other scorpion moves to the bottom there. Now, in combat, I killed the priest, so now I'm looking to go hit the other archers with the Stegodon, but he also killed my ancient Stegodon, Zeg, there on Mazdamundi. Now, he thought he was going to run me down, but the thing that he didn't know that was extremely frustrating for him is that the Stegodon in this case isn't stubborn, the entire model is stubborn. So even though he's there by himself, he is still holding up the entire unit, and so he was very frustrated about that rule of Mazdamundi's there. And then on my turn 4, you know, I just run my guy onto the thing there to get the bonuses. I give the spear guys regeneration. I give my Mazdamundi +4 toughness. That Stegodon slams to the flank of the archers, and I roll very well and completely wipe out the unit, so his Hierophant's dead. And at this point, you know, he just gives up because he's had a really frustrating game, and now everything's just going to crumble anyway. So, victory for the Lizardman. I felt kind of sorry for my brother. I mean, he hasn't done Tomb Kings in a long time. Then now his first game back, nothing went right for him. Like he was saying to me, this just seemed every single time he tried to engage me, something went wrong. He just seemed to bounce off me, and magic, shooting, everything just didn't really seem to work out. You know, especially when you give units +4 toughness, that's just insane. And another thing I realized from this game is that even though he has 2 magic phases, because in his incantations he doesn't have like the wizard level bonus, that makes it, you know, when I have the +4 to the spell with Mazdamundi, fairly easy to stop his spells. So, you know, I think Tomb King still have a really good build. I mean, they still have like the Ushakti Horde Death Star build, but yeah, it looks like Tomb Kings are going to have a bit of trouble in 8th. So I'm going to be watching some reports, see if, you know, people like Vol can figure something out. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have a painted and fully converted Mazdamundi pretty quick here. And there won't be any Battleport next week because I'm on vacation, but the week after I'm looking to set up a big 5,000 point game with my my Ogre Kingdoms versus some Dark Elves. So stay tuned to see Malorian gets his ass kicked. Alright, thanks, bye.